Welcome back, everyone. The statistics are quite difficult to even think about. People, including thousands of children, right here in our own state, going to bed hungry.
Feeding America mapped the meal gap, found that nearly 120,000 people in New Hampshire were considered food insecure in 2017. The New Hampshire Food Bank says that means 1 in 9 men, women, and children don't know where their next meal might come from.
And also in certain areas of the state, those numbers are even higher. But as WMUR's Charisse LeClaire reports now from Berlin, it is taking a village to make sure everyone, especially children, are being fed.
So this is our kitchen.
At the Harvest Christian Fellowship Church in Berlin, the word Ohana is written on the wall of their community cafe.
Ohana means family in Hawaiian.
And Pastor Rob Haynes says that's exactly what this is.
We feel like that a lot more happens than just a meal.
Every Wednesday night, 40 to 50 people will fill this room.
We want them to feel like this is a community, and we recognize that no matter what situation you're in, you're going to have a warm meal and a smile.
The church is also home to the Feeding Hope Food Pantry, the largest in Coos County, taking care of a high-risk population. This county has more children not knowing where their next meal is coming from than any other county in the state. Nearly 24% of children in Coos County live in poverty. That's higher than the national average, which is just under 18%. Now, people who are working on the ground level here, hoping to try and tackle this issue, say it takes a village. Part of that village sits on the 3rd floor of Berlin High School.
This is not a handout, it's a hand up.
In 2017, teacher Elaine Connery was part of a group including students that launched this food pantry.
If a student tells us that they need food, they can have food. We don't have any income requirements.
Students leave backpacks to be filled, and each Friday, about 18 families are fed.
There's kids that are going home hungry at night, and that's why we have some of the programs we have.
Then we come over here.
Programs like the Family Resource Center's after-school dinner with Berlin schools.
We are able to send everybody home with a dinner.
Patty Stolte is the executive director of the Family Resource Center. She says it's not only about food, but also creating stability for children who may be dealing with turmoil at home. In 3 years, the rate of substance abuse and children being removed from their families has almost doubled. It's an issue with complex layers, and it won't be solved overnight. But with communities like Berlin pulling together, every day is a step forward.
I don't know if we're going to beat it right now. We're going to keep tackling it.
For Project Community, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Those statistics can feel overwhelming, can't they?
It really does.
Every bit helps. We want to bring in Pastor Haynes right now. And Pastor, you feed thousands of people every single year at your food pantry. So how are you seeing the community step up to make sure that that continues to happen?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody here for doing what you do for the state of New Hampshire. What's interesting to me is what I've watched over the last 5 years is that all the people that are doing this in our community are volunteers. It's all privately funded. We work with the United Way. The United Way is one of our best funding sources up there, but we have volunteers who come in and actually run the food pantry 4 days a week. We have a meal that we give every Wednesday, and we feed between 50 and 75 people every week.
That's
and
awesome.
So the thing that I think is most important, and something that I think has been alluded to, is that the fact is that even though they need services, they need a face.
Yeah.
They need a friendship. It can't just be an agency. There's a face behind that agency. And I think the young people that come in to our doors, a lot of them come in because they know they can just come. There's no expectation on them. And I have young people come in and eat the meal right along with single moms. And we tell them it's not just for the homeless, it's for anyone. So we actually have the community there. So there'll be someone sitting at a table with maybe someone who is homeless next to somebody who is a single mom or a single dad with 2 kids. And so then you start nurturing that and having community. And I feel like around a meal is a good way to do that. So it's one of the ways.
Friendships, familiarity, things that continue on and on for the community. Thank you, Pastor, for all of the great things that you and your community are doing.
Bobby Mack is with the Nashua Welfare Office. Where are you? There you are. So what are you seeing down in Nashua on this issue?
Well, being the second largest city in the community we see in the state, we see a lot of similar issues that are going on in Manchester. And I think, you know, Our community works very well together to try to house people. Unfortunately, I mean, a lot of what we do is prevention work, so we try to prevent homelessness whenever possible. The biggest issue we see is family homelessness and the families that don't fit into specialized categories. So with substance use disorders or necessarily mental health issues, they still experience homelessness. And so we try to help them as best we can, but there aren't a lot of mainstream programs that they can move to. And I guess I just kind of throw that out to see if there are any thoughts on addressing that.
Bob makes a great point. So it does take a village. Mayor Craig has kind of referenced this as well. There's federal funding, but it takes state and private partnerships as well. So our federal funding that we get has some really tight restrictions about who we can help. And we need that funding because there are people that are considered the most vulnerable that meet a certain criteria. But then there are all these other people who sort of fall through the cracks. So, you know, we need those partnerships. We need those volunteers that the pastor mentioned to come together and really make it a community response. And what we've been seeing over the past probably year and a half are the communities coming together to do this, you know, in smaller groups, in ways that are actually moving the needle and making an actual impact on the families that they serve. And we're taking that one step further. All of us on this panel here are working together to submit an application to our federal partners to create a coordinated community response to prevent and end youth homelessness. This is something that is relatively new, and we finally feel like we're in a place where we can put together an application that is powerful and meaningful, and hopefully will bring some of those services to our state that are so needed by our families and youth.
All right, Ronald Druin, where are you? Ronald, you were homeless, sir.
Good afternoon.
Tell me a little bit about your story.
Thank you for everybody to come in. What an awesome opportunity to exchange ideas and run ideas off each other. I am a very proud board member of Healthcare for the Homeless / client. And I just want to point out that somebody said in one of the earlier segments, you do not have to be homeless to get our services. If you're couch surfing, it doesn't matter. You come to the shelter in the basement, 199 Manchester Street, 8 o'clock Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and you will get seen in a courteous and professional manner. You'll be treated with integrity. It's funny because I came to Manchester and New Horizons as a result of, I heard that there were 12-step meetings there, and no longer happens, but that's how I came. And I was very, very active in my addiction at that time. And I was too proud to live there. So I thought it would be cool to live in a clothes dumpster at the Salvation Army. And I did that. And then like the Jeffersons, I finally moved on up to the homeless shelter. And what happened was a couple of days later, I got sick. And I went downstairs to Healthcare for the Homeless, and I had pneumonia. And I was treated with them. That was in 1992. And I never stopped coming. They saved my goal was to be dead at 50 from like a drug overdose, and I just turned 73. Since then, I've gotten a bachelor's degree at Springfield College
Let's give him a round of applause.
Counseling and I try to give back to the community, not only my recovery community, but the community itself. There's a place that nobody's represented here called 1269. What they do is they provide a lunch daily in conjunction with the food bank, and they provide showers for free, laundry services for free. They have a compassion closet. They have the lend an ear for you. And again, you don't have to be homeless to avail yourself of these services. We can rise above this. You know, for me, it was like a temporary setback. And I'm just so grateful that my God, Jesus Christ, didn't want me like this. And it's so cool to be among people.
Congratulations.
Mr. Druin, we're so glad you could be here with us and share your success story tonight. Who's with us from CASA?
Lori Wozniak.
There you are. You also have some success stories. When people work so hard, you have proof that there is an end to this tunnel.
Yes, I'm a CASA volunteer, and that is court-appointed special advocate, and we're a voice for the child. My case that I previously had, my adolescent, aged out, and therefore all the agencies were done. So I let him know that I was there for him, that I would help him, and one day he called to say he had nowhere to go. He left the foster home, went to another friend's, did the couch surfing, so to speak. I worked with an agency in Nashua, and they helped him because he had a job, but making minimum wage, couldn't afford a place of his own. So with the help of one of the agencies in Nashua, they were able to help him with a security deposit, and now he's in his own apartment.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's another success
So
story.
that's an example of what the organizations that you all have been telling us about, what they're actually doing, and the individuals who are thriving then because of them.
I think what we're hearing through all these conversations from people in the audience as well as us up here is it's about relationships. And that truly is what is able to bridge that gap and to be able to create a relationship with someone, especially when they're at the most vulnerable time in their life, is an incredibly powerful tool that we all have. And as educators, you know, Jocelyn and I work incredibly close with superintendents and principals, classroom teachers, the para-educators, the administrative assistants, the bus drivers, the cafeteria workers, because it really does take a village, and it's through building relationships that we are able to connect with families, and we build a level of trust with them so that they feel like I can share with you something that is so incredibly personal. And without that relationship building piece, I feel that we would be missing a lot of opportunities to help
And
families.
so often that piece of trust starts in the schools. Where's Brendan Minahan? Did I get that correct, sir? Superintendent, right?
I'm the superintendent in Laconia.
And you know the network that's built within your own school, your own families, and eventually down to the kids involved.
Correct. We've been unfortunate and fortunate, I guess I'd say. So in the past decade, the number of homeless students has grown from about 30 a year to right now at this point in the school year, we're at 95. But we've been working to kind of increase our level of support so that we can interact more with the members of the community. We've started adding more and more social workers such that each elementary school should have one by next year, along with the middle and the high school. And the benefit of that is that they can do the outreach with the community, with the family, in ways that it's harder for a school counselor to do. So we feel fortunate in that regard.
We want to thank you very much. The hour is going away, so we only have a minute or two left. Some final thoughts from our panelists, maybe 15 seconds apiece, about where we are and where we need to go.
I think we're in a really good place. I know the numbers are really scary, but we have all the people having the same conversation, and it's the first time I feel like we're all coming to the table.
I would kudos to Laconia for adding more school social workers, because oftentimes the school social workers are the McKinney-Vento liaisons. They're also the foster care point of contact, and they play a lot of roles. So to be able to have more school social workers in our state is a key to be able to move forward with supports.
Very good.
Education is certainly the key for some of these students to get out of this. And we encourage them to stay in school, and we do everything we can to remove all barriers so that they have the opportunity to continue their education.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about the young children that are experiencing homelessness, and I think that we have to remember that the 17, 18, 19-year-olds that we're seeing at Waypoint were those children. And I think we talked a little bit about prevention, and we have an opportunity to really change the trajectory of future homelessness in our state. And I think we have the right people around the table right now to do that. And I think ending and preventing youth homelessness is possible.
Thank you so very much all for being here. Audience, thank you so much for being here. And don't forget, you can help homeless youth by going to our Project Community section of our website at WMUR.com. That's where you'll find a link to donate to Waypoint, an organization providing services to homeless youth.
There's also a complete list of all the resources that are available for anyone experiencing homelessness right on our website. Shelter, food information, all you need. Good night, everyone.